Hey y'all, this is Ty with our collectibles and Ty's collectibles. Today we are changing Odile's pink hair color to blonde. We've unboxed our pink-haired Odile mermaid about a month ago and even gave her human legs. To be honest, I didn't like her pink hair much at first, but it grew on me, so I decided to get a duplicate whose hair we can change. In our rebodying short video, we showed that we swapped our first one with green top yoga made to move, so we will do that again for this video. Just a quick walkthrough of the items we will use. We will need this rerouting tool. You can see that the needle is already loaded. It's like a regular needle, but the top part is snipped off. So you can see prongs. Rerouting needles, scissors, tweezers, some cotton balls, acrylic paint and paintbrush, acetone, and fabric glue. Using this is optional. You may want to use this to ensure that your doll hair won't pull off, but I don't think I'll be using this. Most of these I've gotten online, but you can also get these in your local craft stores. I'm excited to see her with blonde hair, so let's get to it. At this point, I'm not going to put Odile's head onto the made to move body just yet because we need to get her head ready for rebooting. We need to cut her hair as close to the scalp as possible, but be careful not to cut the vinyl to avoid starting over with another head. Here you can see that she's got paint underneath all that hair. Alright, this is the best I could do, cutting closer to the scalp. It's still a little stubbly, but we're gonna have to fix that. Alright, so what we're going to do is pull off these plugs from the inside of the doll head, but to make it easier, I'm going to use the end of my tweezer to scrape it off, and then I'll just pluck it out with this. The scraping part is a little tedious, but patience is virtue. Also, be careful not to push too much against the vinyl because you might risk tearing through it, and you don't want that to happen. You're gonna have to take it easy when doing this because see this part here where the holes are close to each other? This is where splitting is prone to happen, so make sure that you're taking your time and not rush into doing it. Alright, that took me a good half an hour trying to get rid of all that hair. You might still see a few bits here and there, but you can just pluck that with tweezers if you wish. But it's pretty much clean, and I've already made sure that there's nothing left in there. We will need to get rid of this pink paint, and to do that, we will need some acetone on a cotton ball. Alright, just a warning before you start. Acetone is highly effective in removing dog paint, so be careful not to get it on your dog's face unless you are repainting the whole thing. It may take a couple of goes before the paint is completely removed. Painting is optional, but this is recommended if you don't want your doll to look like she has bald spots. Right, this is pretty much done except for a few streaks of pink here and there, but that's totally okay because we're going to paint over that with yellow. The acetone has finally dried. This time we are going to paint the scalp yellow next. Okay, this is covered pretty much enough. We'll just have to leave this dry and let's prepare our saran hair next. We have three different shades of blonde saran hair here. Let's check out which suits our ODILE head best. Here's the first one, here's the second, and here is the third. Of all three options, I think this one's a little too pale for her head, this one's a little too yellow, this one is just right, so we'll use that. By the way, our pick here is colored honey tea gold slash creamy white. It's like a combination of two different shades. I think this is a little too long, so I'm going to cut 12 inches and we will use that. I think I'm going to use just as much for now. In case I need to use more, I'll just get more. Right, so I'm going to use just this much hair per punch. So grab the hair, like so. There. And we'll just have to do this like a million times. This part of the process is going to take a lot of time, so you may need to have a movie, podcast, or music playing in the background to help keep you entertained. Just as I'm about to get done, ugh, my needle broke. Ugh. Right, after what seemed like forever, we are now done in rebooting Odile's head, and this took me about 5 to 6 hours with some breaks in between. We're just going to have to fix her hair, and we're good to putting her back on the body. I had to fix a parting on her hair to make sure that it sets in the right direction. I'm using this rubber band to tie around her head to help her hair set. Alright, so water is tied. I'm gonna have to leave it like this for about 30 minutes to an hour. I changed my mind at the last minute and decided to do a boil wash instead. Well, not really a boil wash, but what I did is, while her head is on this peg, I poured hot water over her hair to help it set like this. Here's Odile with her blonde hair. Finally. I have always wanted to reroot her into a blonde, but I just didn't have enough time to do that, so I'm glad that I'm finally able to do this. Let's get her something to wear. We have this beautiful white gown from the Barbie Cinderella wedding playset from 2005. Now I think she looks pretty stunning. It was a lot of fun showing you my rerouting process. I gotta admit though, the process is very tedious, but seeing the end result makes it very worth it. Thank you for joining us in rerouting and rebodying with you. Give us a like, find us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more unboxing and reviews. We'll see you next time.